Good morning, madam. We are group 5, and we're going to talk about dyslexia, specifically struggles of dyslexic students in language learning. Okay, I am Muhammad Ali Zaifa, and these are my group mates, Aaron Irish, Hani Amira, and Alif Atlamgi. Now that we're done with the intro, let's begin. Irish?
Okay, so what is dyslexia? Dyslexia is a common learning difficulty. It is a learning issue based on languages that affects the ability to read and spell in the mother tongue of a child. This makes decoding words challenging, which is a key component of early reading. Dyslexic children who are learning languages have difficulty hearing sounds, linking them to letters, finding words, and retaining new vocabulary. They also struggle to read and write more. It also makes it difficult to spell and can influence the memory and speed of thinking. Students with dyslexia can also benefit from analytical thinking, creativity, non-box thinking, and problem solving, which are all the crucial traits in the face of a new language system. That is what it means by dyslexia. So we move on to the next section.
Thank you, Naresh. Now we're moving on to dyslexia and the brain. Nicholson and Fawcett 2008 explains that dyslexic children have eye movement abnormalities. And according to Stein and Fowler, 1982, the lack of stability of fixation causes dyslexic to struggle maintaining focus on a letter of a word. So therefore, they are very likely to struggle with crowded text and keeping track when they are reading. The next one is impairment of fine motor skills, which leads to poor quality of handwriting. And the third one is Levinson's cerebellar vestibular theory, which theorized that dyslexic children suffer from cerebellar vestibular dysfunction, which is a part of brain that provides information about three-dimensional movement of the head. With this dysfunction, it prevents them, not prevents, but make it difficult for them to do normal activities like drawing, writing. They may also have articulatory speech disorders. Maintaining fixation while walking is a struggle, and even having trouble with ocular fixation. Now Ali may proceed with the effects.
Okay, thank you, Hani. That was a very clear explanation. So now that we know the brain science behind dyslexia, we're going to talk about the effects. So the problem with dyslexia is it's a learning disorder. So it's not as noticeable as any other disorders, because the dyslexic children will have difficulties in writing, for example, intraceable spelling problem, confusion of small words such as which and with, omission of words, awkward handwriting, and or slow writing speed. An expected difference between oral and written expression. And they will also have reading and perceptual difficulties such as early difficulties in acquiring phonic skills, extracting the sense from written material without substantial rereading, slow reading speed, inaccurate reading, frequent loss of the place when reading, inability to skim through the text, high degree of distractibility when reading, perceived distortion of text, and a visual irritating glare from white paper or whiteboards. So not only it makes them harder to learn, but it can also make them, it might also be very distracting for them to learn in a classroom, in a traditional classroom. So with these effects, it can be noticeable, but not as noticeable as disorders such as, say, autism. Okay, so Alif, you can take it from here.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ali. I'm going to take it over here. Most people are not aware of the symptoms and signs of dyslexia. However, like some of the characteristics are kind of obvious. A better 2016 states that symptoms of dyslexia could affect people by giving them difficulties in learning to speak, learning letters and their sounds, organizing written and spoken language. These happen due to the fact that students who suffer like dyslexia, they can't detect the words like how normal people see it, because like the words are inverted most of the time and they like jumble around. All right, so they can't get a clear picture of the words. This is why these happen. Next, memorizing number of facts. Reading quickly enough to comprehend, I already explained why. Keeping up with and comprehending longer reading assignments. Spelling, obvious. Learning a foreign language. Of course, this happens. Even like, it doesn't only affect one language. Every language has different system of communication and words and stuff. So it happens to every single person in every different culture. It's normal. And the final one is correctly doing math operations. Just like words and alphabets, numbers got affected too. And these are all the signs and symptoms. Thank you very much. Hani?
Thank you, Ali. Now we're moving on to the teaching strategies for dyslexic students. Now we are aware that teachers' responsibility is to cater to different students' needs, including dyslexic students. So here are a few strategies that teachers can use, suggested by Lama 2019 and Sutton and Shields 2016. First one is to give simple and explicit instructions. The next one is to allow short breaks so they can focus. The next one is to exert visual and auditory support. The next one is to make use of assistive technology. Now, assistive technology is an item, equipment, software, program, or product that is used to increase and improve functional capabilities of persons with disabilities. Now, in this case, it is speech recognition software, text-to-speech, mind mapping software, and even spell checkers. So this can really help them in the class. Next one is trying different teaching methods to stimulate different parts of the brain and present materials in small chunks. Encouraging pre-reading. Also, ensure that teaching materials uses clear and large fonts like Times New Roman, Comic Sans, and if you are writing on whiteboard, make sure the writing is clear and large. Next one is to allow extra time for dyslexic students on reading tasks. And next one is to allow them to record the lecture if they find it necessary. And the last one is to let them mix with other students. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Hani, Naresh, and Ali, for your effort and time. So this is the end of our presentation. And I just want to mention that next month is October is going to be Dyslexia Awareness Month. I hope everybody can show the support for the dyslexia students. Thank you very much from us. Have fun. Have a good day.
Thank you.